Alrighty then. I'm back with another video. It's a beautiful day here in DC today. They kept saying that it was going to be a terrible, terrible thunderstorm yesterday, but I moved that motherfucking shit right on out the motherfucking area, and it was right at the tip of Virginia. Right at the tip of Virginia, and they said that it was going to come over here. I said, oh no, the fuck you not. I said, oh no, the fuck you not. You ain't coming over here today. And today is a beautiful, beautiful day. Sun is shining, clouds. It's beautiful. Really nice here today. I wanted to come through and I wanted to say this. A lot of times when we are involved in practicing, if we are practicing occultist, if we are black occultist, a lot of times you find that you do end up being by yourself a lot. And that is a good thing. That is a good thing. And here is why. I live in the belly of the beast. Literally. I live in Washington, D.C. Okay? And born and raised. And I have to tell you, in my entire 40 years of living practically, and I know that's not a long time, but in my small time here, I have only ran across one conscious person in this area. Only one. The rest of these niggas that I ran across, they're nothing but surface level conscious people. And when I say surface level conscious people, I'm speaking in terms of their consciousness is only on the level of, building schools, economic plans, bashing black gay people, but secretly supporting white LGBT movements to undermine black gay people. Oh yeah, these niggas here are diabolical. They are diabolical. Trust me. They support every negative attack against other black people that is perpetrated behind the scenes and controlled and manipulated by white supremacists. They supported a lot of these niggas here because, they're up under mind control. DC is the East Coast chapter of the Bible Belt. So in terms of consciousness, real black consciousness, and the expansion of your black consciousness on a spiritual level, I don't find that here in DC. That is why when I connected with, the Pandemonium family, it was a breath of fresh air. It was a breath of fresh air because I connected with people who were really black conscious minded people. No question about it. And I felt that. I didn't just connect with them blindly. Remember, I watched Brother Panic for a long time before I reached out to him. I watched him for about a year before I decided to reach out to him because I wanted to know what kind of person he was. And, I wanted to listen to the things he was saying because I am very meticulous about that. I wanted to know, sometimes I've made mistakes and misjudged people, but I listened to him for a long time before I reached out to him. And I said, this nigga know what he talking about. This nigga knows what he's talking about. I said, yeah, he the real motherfucking deal. He ain't no fucking joke. And this ain't no ass-kissing expedition. I've spoke with Brother Panic on his show many times. This is no ass-kissing expedition. This is just truth. But when you are doing your occult work, a lot of times you will become isolated. Don't get upset about that. You will become isolated because what you will begin to realize is that the world around you is getting sicker and sicker. Your eyes will open. Your pineal gland will start pulsating. I know your pineal gland don't pulsate, but you all know what I'm saying. Shit will start making sense to you, and your eyes, your spiritual eyes, all of them. People always talk about the third eye. I think there's more than one. I think there's a fourth eye, fifth. All of your eyes will start opening. Okay? All of them will start opening. The all-seeing eye will open up, and you will realize that you are a minority. You are a minority. So when you as a black occultist, as a cosmic scientist, when you start doing your work, you may find that there are not people around you. A lot of people, there are not going to be a lot of people around you that share your vision. You feel what I'm saying? So don't worry about that. Just stay on your path and you keep doing your work until you get those breakthroughs. I've gotten a lot of breakthroughs. I'm not going to speak about them on camera because that's for my own personal use, my own personal information. But I will say this. The secret that everyone is trying to find out, one of them, there are many different mysteries and secrets, but I think one of the big secrets that we have to understand as black occultists is that all of these deities, Set, Osiris, all of the various deities throughout the world in different cultures that have morphed into different names, all of these deities are interconnected and are just different aspects of the one. And that one source that we all come from. That one source, the source. All of these deities are they're interconnected, and they're just different expressions and different manifestations of that source. So we just have to keep that in mind, that is the real secret. That's the secret. That when you research, as a matter of fact, I'm reading a book now where they were talking about how Ra eventually turned into an aspect, or wait a minute, Osiris turned into, no, I'm sorry, it's the other way around. I had it backwards. Osiris is also Ra. The sun god Ra became Osiris. And I'm looking at that and I'm saying, you know what? All of these deities, they're interconnected. Interconnected. There are just different aspects when different cultures, get hold of, more ancient information than theirs, information that is more ancient than theirs, then they turn it into an aspect of their culture. So all of these deities like Isis and La Santa Sima Muerte interconnected. That came to me a while back and I was like, oh damn. Because I was doing a lot of research on Isis, and there was a lot of wording about Isis and her characteristics. See, everybody thinks that Isis is, just the Holy Mother and, just so sweet and beautiful. What about the more darker aspects of Isis? What about the more sinister? Isis can be very sinister, and the reason I know that is because I am a male aspect of Isis, whether people want to accept that or not. Because me and my soulmate and I, we were playing out that Isis and Osiris mythology between each other. Yes, we were. Doesn't matter what body you're in. What matters is the energy that you are representing and manifesting. Now, I am not the template for Isis because I'm a man. I'm a gay man. I'm not the template physically, of course not. I am not the mother goddess, of course not. But Isis is an energy that I work with because that's another aspect of my personality. Androgyny, baby, has no gender. We have no gender. We play these roles when we come down to this planet for study and for learning and to experience in the physical. We are the physical. We are experiencing a physical existence in this realm, and we manifest physically what we experience in the subconscious mind, if that makes sense. So Isis is an aspect of my personality as well. So is La Santa Sima Muerte. La Santa Sima Muerte is the Holy Mother of Death. She's the protector of homosexuals, gay people, and all of that. So these deities, my point is, these deities are interconnected. We're all not all, not we all, but these deities are interconnected. They are all aspects of our personalities. That is the secret that we have to uncover and uncode and decode and just go with that and find out more information about that. I'm getting a lot of information from the spiritual realm. Everybody was talking about the moon last for the past couple of nights. I did a lot of rituals that I got results. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But I've done rituals before and I didn't necessarily get the results that I wanted. Then I finally figured out what I needed to do. I needed to put more energy into it. You know what I'm saying? But I got results and I got a message, a message from the motherfucking ancient ancestors last night when I was doing rituals during that moon. And what they kept saying repeatedly, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. And people may interpret that. That's all I kept hearing over and over again. I kept saying that over and over again. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's done. It's over. That's all I kept getting. Now, I'm not going to get into the details about what it meant because everybody can interpret that however they want. I know how I interpret that. I know how I interpret it. But I'm not going to go into too many details. You all, you know, other people may have gotten, you know, something different, you know. But as an occultist, as a black occultist, you know, who practices, you know, voodoo, voodoo, you know, witchcraft, whatever you practice, you know, as a black occultist, oftentimes, you know, unless you get into a coven, you're going to find that you're going to do your work alone, and that's okay. Because most people around you are up under the mind control of Christianity or some kind of religion, or they are just surface level conscious people, meaning that they're only conscious on the surface. They're not spiritually conscious. Black consciousness is about expanding your spiritual consciousness. It's about expanding your consciousness to a God level, to a Titan level, meaning moving past the surface level shit. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody wants more money. Everybody wants to see their people do good. Everybody wants to see that, you know. But at the end of the day, you have to raise your consciousness. Well, let me just say it this way. You have to expand your consciousness. I'm about expanding my consciousness, you know, and moving past the human bullshit. Don't get me wrong. Niggas still piss me the fuck off. You know, a lot of y'all niggas out there are so homophobic and so hateful towards gay black people and black trans people, but secretly on the low, you know, you're running around supporting white LGBT. And they're the ones running you niggas out of your neighborhoods. They're the ones, these rich gay white people, they're the ones running you out of your neighborhoods. They're the ones who are setting up all of these different things to keep you in poverty. But secretly, you're running around marching for them because white LGBT does nothing for black people. They do nothing for gay black people. That is why I will never be part of that. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it. Okay? White LGBT they're also involved in the occult. Why do you think the flag is the color of the fucking chakra system? Come on now. But that's all I'm going to say about that. But, like I said, as a black occultist, you oftentimes find that you're going to be alone and you're going to do your work alone. You know, you're going to be by yourself. And that's probably a blessing in disguise. I always say that rejection can be a blessing. You know, I always say that rejection can be a blessing. You know, and I really don't like using those Christian phrases, but you all know what I'm saying. But that's really all I had to say. You know, when the spirits channel shit to me and they come through and when they come through, they keep annoying me to speak about shit in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I wanted to say. You know, so do your work. just do your work. I'm doing mine. And a lot of the work is about healing that inner child in you. When you think that you have healed, you still find that there are things you still haven't dealt with. I had a dream. I took a nap earlier today. I had a dream earlier today, and I've decoded it. I know exactly what it meant. There were 3 little boys in my dream. They were all brown skinned. Some of them looked kind of like East Indian, And, a lot of times, before I get into the dream, a lot of times also, we don't just have to heal from trauma and things that have happened to us in this life. We also have to heal and deal with things that have happened to us in previous lives as well. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us are carrying pain over from things that have happened to us in previous lives. Those 3 little boys represent 3 past lives that I have had where there was some kind of trauma, and in each life I have lived in that trauma in each life, and I carried it over into this life, and I created a reality for myself based upon that trauma that happened to me in those 3 past lives. That's what that is telling me. And the reason that I know it is because these 3 young boys were in my childhood home. So there's an inner child in me inner child in me that I need to heal. But it's not just this life. 2 of those boys were me from a past life. One of them was from this life, because one of them looked like me when I was a child. So we're not just healing stuff from this life. You got to heal stuff from past lives too. A lot of stuff that we carry a lot of stuff over. And see, a lot of times what happens is when you incarnate back into this prison, people think that it's a clean slate, a new life. No. There's something called cell memory. Okay? Cell memory. These are like spiritual cells. They're not cells that you can go to the doctor and have him examine. These are cells that are spiritual, and they are invisible, I guess you can say, to the naked fucking eye. So these cell memories, they stay with you in your subconscious. Okay? They stay with you in your subconscious. So whatever life you live, you carry those traumas and whatever. You carry that with you from life to life if you don't deal with them. So when people say that, when you reincarnate, you have a clean slate. No, not necessarily, because you may still be carrying baggage from another life. And you may not even be consciously aware of it, because most people don't even recognize that they have lived other lives. Most people don't believe in it because they don't know. I don't believe in reincarnation. I know that there's reincarnation. I know that I've lived lives as fucking slaves during slavery. I've seen that in meditation as well. Okay? I've seen that as well. These are things we have to get real about. We have to get real about, healing these things. We have to, understand that it's not just this life that we have to heal. It's not just this life. There are other lives that are still affecting us, and we have to understand that. And I know it's hard. You don't get mad at the person because people don't know. People don't know. You have to have compassion for people and understand that people just don't know what's going on, So, but anyway, that's all I came through to say. This video was 19 minutes. Well, that's not too bad. But anyway, that's all I have to say until I make my next video. But yeah, when you're an occultist, a lot of times you're going to find that you're doing your work alone. And that's for the best. I don't have no whole bunch of friends that I can call. I had a few. I have one. I have one that I consider, he's much younger than me, but I gave him a reading. He knows who he is if he sees this video. I gave him a reading, and he's like a little brother to me. You know what I mean? So, we talk about spiritual things all the time, and what's so funny? these younger, because he's about 18 or 19, and he's on, he comes to Pandemonium, the radio show sometimes, and I have to tell you, he is truly a god and enlightened because he wants to know so much information. The same thing with my friend from the UK. He's another young brother, 18 or 19. You know, they are attracted to my consciousness. They are attracted to my consciousness. And that's because they are the ancient gods trying to come back to find themselves. That's why they have so many questions about so many different things. And I'm just constantly impressed and blown away by, you know, how much information that they want to know. And I learned, and listen, I didn't learn, this is something I learned from Brother Panic and Bobby Hemmett. You know, when you have these younger guys or these younger people who want to know all this information, that is a sign that that is one of the ancient gods coming back. You know, so I'm honored. I'm honored and I'm humbled that these younger gods are asking me, which I don't think I know a whole lot, you know, but they're asking me for information. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm honored and I'm humbled. And shit, they can teach me some shit. As a matter of fact, they teach me every day. Every day. My friend from the UK, he know who I'm talking about if he watches this. You know, he's another young brother. I think he had a past life over here in the United States because he is very interested in, you know, US culture and all that kind of stuff, you know. But, you know, I'm honored and I'm humbled that they, you know, ask me these things. I'm honored and I'm humbled. It's not one of those things where I'm older, because I'm much older than both of them. You know, I'm old enough to be their parent, but I like to say, you know, they're like my little brother or something, because I'm nobody's parent now. I ain't trying to be nobody's mama or papa. I can't be nobody's mama, but I ain't trying to be nobody's papa, honey. Okay? But I'm honored and I'm humbled that they even you know, want to interact with me on that level, and I can learn from them too. That's all I can say. I'm honored and I'm humbled. You know, it's not one of those where I'm older than them and I know more than them. No, the fuck I don't. We know the same thing. You just may not remember it, just like I don't remember a lot of stuff. I mean, that's why I had to, you know, go to Brother Panic and Khadijah, and they had to point me in the right direction and what I needed to do. And I still got a lot of work to do, but I'm a work in progress, you know. But I just want to expand my consciousness. That is my purpose, to expand my consciousness. So hopefully I will not have to come back. But if my soulmate comes back to this motherfucker, which I'm not going to get into, but my soulmate, and those people who know who that is, who know me, my soulmate, he's already back in life. I'm not going to say where, because I got the feeling he don't want me to say that, but he's already back in life. He came to me in a channel, in a clear audio vision channel. He came to me and I will say this, his consciousness has attached to a 10-year-old over in India. I will say that much, but I know the exact town and the location too. Okay, I know all of that. That came to me, but I'm not going to say that on camera. But he's in India. My soulmate, those people who know who I'm referring to, he's in India. He decided to attach his consciousness to a 10-year-old over in India because he came to me and said, I'm back in prison. He said, I'm in prison. He said that he's attached his consciousness to a 10-year-old. See, that's the thing. When people think of reincarnation, they only think of one consciousness or one aspect of a person's consciousness. When you incarnate with multiple consciousness attached to you. You're more than just one aspect of who you think you are, if that makes sense. You don't have to incarnate all the time as a baby. You know, maybe incarnate is the wrong word for my soulmate. I think right now maybe he's just sharing maybe an existence with a 10-year-old over in India. Like I said, I know the town, I know the town and the smaller town surrounding. Well, I know the bigger town and the small town within the town that he's in right now, and he's sharing this existence with a 10-year-old. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy. I'm sensing it's a boy, but I could be wrong about that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But he's sharing his existence with a 10-year-old right now. He's in that his consciousness has attached to this person for whatever reason. I don't know. But he came to me and let me know that. But anyway, yeah, a lot of times when you are a practicing occultist and when you're in the occult and doing your work, a lot of times you're going to be by yourself. There's really not a lot of room for friendships all the time. You understand what I'm saying? It's not that, I'm opposed to it, but a lot of times people just don't mean any motherfucking good. I've tried that, especially you niggas, not the females. I'm talking about you niggas, a lot of y'all, because I tried to befriend some of y'all, and it just didn't work, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But that's all I really have to say. I hope everybody enjoys their day. Namaste. Hotep. Arrivederci. A bientôt. Sayonara. Adios. Until I feel like making another video.